Hey, I'm Tommy Gibbs, and if you don't know me, you really should. But if you don't know me, I've been in the automobile business for a long time, like over 40 years, and I'm also a realtor in Florida. So I help my friends buy houses, sell houses, and I give them advice when it comes to buying a new or used car. And that's what I want to talk about today, all these pending tariffs. Now, the first statement I want to give you, as I try to kind of help you make a decision on whether you should buy are not right now is the first thing I'm going to give you is cars never get cheaper. Hey, do me a favor, leave a comment at the bottom or subscribe to my subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to be sending you anything. Just subscribe to the darn thing. Okay, here we go. So now everybody's worried about tariffs. I've had a bunch of people reach out to me already. This is actually April the 1st, so keep the timeline in mind for whenever you might be watching this. It's April the 1st. People are saying, should I go buy a car right now? Well, first, let's understand that if you're saying that, I have to kind of assume that you were thinking about buying a car over the next 90 days to 6 months, and you're trying to move that cycle up, and you're going, should I just go ahead and push the button and buy a car? My answer to that is probably yeah, because we don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty about the tariffs and the impact they will have. Now, this situation that's kind of looming here and pending is far different than the pandemic. Remember, don't get confused and think we're dealing with the same kettle of fish. I don't know, and just take that for what it's worth. But we're not, because back during the pandemic, the problem was we didn't have any supply of vehicles at all. We had parts we couldn't get, computer chips, you know the story, but it was a real cluster screw because of the supply problem of the parts to build a car. So that's not an issue now. And by the way, they're going to keep building plenty of cars because they can't just shut a factory down. That's brutally expensive to do so. So the cars are going to keep getting made. They're going to keep coming. The question is, what's the price going to be? Now, I said cars never get cheaper. They really don't. The only time cars get a little bit cheaper is when the manufacturer has too many of a certain model and they come out with rebates or incentives. So, right now, at this very moment, there may be some rebates and incentives out there. And if they are, you need to grab onto that model if it fits what you want. You need to grab a hold of that quickly because the manufacturers will see an opportunity to make more money because people are panic buying. The month of March, especially the last 5 or 7 days, the month of March for car dealers was like record setting for most of them. People are absolutely panic buying. As we go, April's going to be a really, really big sales month for car dealers. So they're not going to be in a mood to discount them. The factory doesn't see a need to have rebates. Now, there's two manufacturers that have had a greater supply of cars than the other. All of them have had a pretty decent supply of vehicles. But Chrysler, Jeep, those brands, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, that brand and Nissan have had an abundance of cars. They haven't been selling. They've been stacking up on a lot. This is going to really help them unload the inventory. So if either one of those kind of fits your mindset, that might be where you have the potential to get the best deal. But most dealers are not discounting their cars very much. I want to caution you about something. This is really prevalent in Florida and some other states, depending on where you are. Dealers have a whole bunch of add-ons that they're tacking onto the price of new and used cars after you get there. It's oftentimes down in the bottom, it's a disclosure, and it'll be maybe 2 or 3 different add-on items. It'll be a processing fee, a dock fee, or some weird terminology. But when you add them all up, I saw one the other day was over $3,100. It was not reflected in the selling price. So when you go to buy a car and you're trying to make comparison, keep in mind that some dealers are charging those fees and some dealers are not. I'll give you an example. Furman Chevrolet over in Tampa, they don't charge those fees. So if you see a price at Furman, and I'm not promoting Furman, they ain't paying me anything. I'm just telling you their prices that you see online are more legitimate than others. So let's go back to the tariffs. Nobody knows what's going to happen. If you're inclined to go, if you've been thinking about buying a car, you're not going to hurt yourself by going ahead and buying it now. You're hedging your bet. A lot of things can happen. Those tariffs may never take place. I mean, our government's doing a lot of crazy things, so that may just be a ploy on the government's part, and we know that story. What our president is doing, yada yada. But the point is that may not happen. But again, the cars won't get any cheaper. So my advice is you probably should go ahead and pull the trigger and buy that car. Used cars, by the way, this is going to impact used cars as well to one degree or another, because dealers have not had a great supply of used cars. It's gotten better and better. We're starting to cycle through, but because of the high price of the new cars that's going to be happening if tariffs come, and even before that, because of the high price of new cars, that pushes the price of used cars up. So if you've got a used car to trade, your car is probably worth really, really good money. And I don't mean to get off on that subject, but if you have a car to trade, make sure you first go to CarMax's website and do a self-appraisal and put that number in your pocket, hang on to it. So when you go to the dealer, you have a pretty darn good idea of what your car is really worth. I'm Tommy Gibbs. Hey, reach out to me. I can help you with your real estate needs or with your car needs. I don't charge anything to help you with your car problems, or not problems, but car purchasing, yada, yada. I can give you a lot of good advice. Anyway, that's my take on tariffs. So if you're thinking about buying a car, go buy a car because it ain't getting any cheaper. See you later. Bye.